What's up? Vegan MAGA here. About to do a little VHS haul. You guys get to see the VHSs that I collect. From the popular Spider-Man the Animated Series that I grew up on in the 90s. Got a few awesome episodes here. The one with Daredevil. Oh, the episode series that was featuring Daredevil. Then we have Return of the Green Goblin. Now, in my opinion, these episodes from this series was some of the best. This also was my personal favorite version of Spider-Man. The Spider-Man Unlimited was really good too. A short-lived series where Peter goes to another planet. It's really a neat little twist concept on Spider-Man lore. Then we got Jurassic Park. I'm not too I didn't keep too updated on all the new Jurassic Park, but the first trilogy was incredible movies. Dune, Kickboxer, Bruce Lee, one of my idols growing up. Still a big Bruce Lee fan. But check that out on my wall. You got Bruce Lee there and Bruce Lee there. Now, one of my favorite James Bond. I'm not a huge James Bond fan, but I think this film is really cool. End of Days. This is a little apocalyptic film with the legendary bodybuilder himself, Arno, in it. Speaking of legends, this is a little sword and sorcery film. Not the best, but it's pretty good. Now, obviously, the series was a lot better, but did I grab this film one time? It's not the worst film. It's really not that bad. I was quite disappointed when I first picked this up. I thought it was going to be old school UFC, badass UFC, no time limits, no weight limits, limited rules. Basically, you can't kick the guy in the balls, you can't gouge out his eyes. Um, Virtually, human cockfighting should be the only form of fighting that exists. But yeah, it wasn't. It was very early on UFC, but they had already incorporated the roles and the rounds and stuff. It's still an awesome take, but I was a little disappointed. I thought it was going to be the older stuff. I do intend on buying some of those old school UFC, like 93 to 96, 7 ish. They have them all on VHS. In fact, that's where majority of them all, because back then it was only on VHS and pay per view. They didn't allow it on cable. They didn't even allow it in certain arenas. This is Battlestar Galactica. I thought that was a different film. I almost got a little nervous that I left it in there. Another one I grew up on. Hocus Pocus. I want to poke them in the Focus. And that is it. Oh, that's not it. I'm lying. I have another bag. Creep. What you? And then we got Child of the Dune. The Goonies. Come on. Can't beat the Goonies in its plastic container. This is like a moment. Insane. So good. Look at that. This one, the remake sucked. I was so excited. I actually was anticipating it. I gave it a chance. It was one film that I wanted to get remade. It's also one film where the comic book isn't exclusively better. I mean, the comic book's good, and it comes down close to. I would say they're like almost dead even, but the movie is really phenomenal. Also, of course, we know this inspired the Sting character. And Sting is an icon and awesome himself. Brandon Lee, the Crow. Awesome film. I don't think need to explain that. Speaking of awesome films, this one had not had a remake. Now, of course, I know 90% of the time they fuck up remakes. I know that remakes basically I call it the three R's: remakes, reboots, and ripoffs. And I'm not a fan. I mean, we need some more clever, unique concepts in films nowadays, and not really in all genres nowadays, but especially films. However, I'm a sucker sometimes, and there are some films that I wish would get remade. I also have this interesting idea of what if they took movies that was flops, movies that had a lot of potential, and there's a lot of these movies where like the plot was good, the story was good, but for whatever reason they didn't work out. Whether they maybe they was independent films, maybe they just was poor acting, whatever, and then they just didn't. They completely flopped in films. What if they remade those films instead of remaking the iconic films, remaking the films that shouldn't be touched because they're already good? Anyway, this is a film that it wasn't done perfectly, but it's a pretty good film, and it's the only film we got of this character. So, and one of my favorite all-time characters in comics. You'll see later on that I have a pretty large collection of him, and that is none other than Spawn himself, the Hell Spawn, the first one. Also, if you haven't checked out HBO Spawn's animated series, there's a free seasons of it. Ironically, 6 episodes each season, so you can easily binge watch them. I would say the best anime of all time. I'm a little on ropes on whether it's that or Batman Beyond. It's really close. One of those two. Um, this is one. I'm actually a big silent film fan. Man, you know that's the icon himself. By the way, if you don't know, that's not Hitler on there. No, no. He's an actor. He's related to Hitler. He's his brother. No, no, just kidding. He's not related to Hitler. He's a silent film actor. At that time, that mustache was really, really common. You know what I was thinking? He ruined that mustache for everybody. I mean, think about it. It's not a bad look, but nobody can do that look anymore. Like, think if it had been anything else. If he had had like a goatee, or if he had had like I don't know, like if he had had some other type of hairstyle or some other type of facial hair, a full beard, maybe those would be the things that people would avoid getting. Red Sonja, beautiful girl in it, and Also, my boy right there, Honor, pumping iron, and he did go vegan a while back. I'm not sure if he's still vegan, but I know he was promoting veganism for a while, and back in 2011ish, and for a pretty long time afterwards. Last time I looked in there, like 2016 or so, he was still vegan. This was an interesting film. I don't know if you people are going to be familiar with this one or with the character themselves, but for my comic book fans out there, the character Steel. Steel, who replaced Superman when Doomsday murdered Superman, beat that little stupid Boy Scout ass to death. So I was like cheering him on because I hated Superman, and I was like really young then. But I freaking love that comic. Um, I still have those. I have rebought them too because the one I had was damaged. Because when I was a kid, I kept my fucking comics. I destroyed them and didn't keep them good until I got to like uh, preteen age, and I started taking better care of my comics. But Steel was one I actually bought a lot too, and he was one of the cooler replacements for Superman, and they keep him around. Like there's still Steel comics to this day. Um, Actually, I don't know about that. I'm lying. I don't know if they still have Steel today, but I know they had Steel for a while. He probably doesn't. I'm practically pretty sure he doesn't have a series going on active at this time. But I know he's still relevant. He still pops up in comics. Um, I would say he definitely deserves a new film. I'm cool with that. Are there better characters to give films to? Of course there are. That's one of the things that DC is fucking up with, and Marvel. They keep wanting to duplicate, use the same characters again and again. Actually, probably Marvel does this more. DC is just not making movies at all, like or very few. They focus more on series and stuff. That's been one of their issues, or cartoons. But they do that even in their comics. Like how many freaking Batman series are going on now, and how many characters don't have series? Why has there not been a new Booster Gold or a new Blue Beetle since they had their little team up? And the list could go on and on of characters who need a series right now. I'm all for a freaking Plastic Man or Martian Manhunter series. You can say maybe it wouldn't sell. I think it would. Anyway, getting off topic, back to Steel. It was a really corny, crappy version. The film was terrible, but hey, that's where my little idea comes. Movies that didn't really make it, remake them. Now, for one film that did make it and was played by one of my personal favorite actors of all time, actually probably my second favorite behind Robin Williams, is the manic, insane Jim Carrey, who was the perfect role for the green face mask. Perfect movie to watch on VHS too. And I got Conan the Barbarian, called the Conqueror, which is basically a Conan ripoff. And this was a little like dragon movie. All right, now I really did come to the end of my film. So I still use new ones. I want to do that in a separate film because what it is I wanted to do this earlier, and then I wanted to do this earlier. These are my older ones, VHS that I just had. And unfortunately, I had more. I gave them away a long time ago, before I ever cared about collecting and stuff. The collecting thing is new to me. I just started that. I just got that desire, and I went out to Goodwill not that long ago, a few days ago, and I purchased my first, collection of VHSs to add to what I have kept. But I had a lot of them. Now I'm mad. Now that I want to keep them, I had so many other good ones. But here's my VCR, my VCR for VHSs. You ever wondered why the device is called a VCR, but the tapes are called VHSs? I seriously never understood that. It honestly doesn't make any sense. To me, it should just be called a VHS player or called it tapes, VCR tapes. Preferably VHS player. I think the name VHS sounds better than VCR, but let me know in the comment section which title you would like more. Like, would you want it to be VCR player or VCR tapes, or would you want it to be VHS player? All right. Love me if you like.